everybody, so let's get into my 6th sketchbook. There's some other sketchbooks that I had before this, so this one and this one, but there's nothing really significant here. I just filled up some pages because I used them when I didn't have a sketchbook, because I started this sketchbook a month after I finished the last one. So yeah, as you can see. So I needed something to draw on, and I wanted to get a moleskin again because these were pretty good. And so I used these other ones, but they're not very relevant, so let's not get into that too much. So the first page is my sister getting into stickers a lot. She made me all these stickers about the things I love. So we've got Avatar, Hilda, Voltron, Studio Ghibli stuff, Weathering with You. Weathering with You, I always associated a lot with my New Zealand time because obviously I watched it while I was in New Zealand, but also because it was about the weather, and the weather was such an important part of why I liked being in New Zealand. It's a very weird thing to talk about, but the weather was just so cool and interesting, and it just embodied this feeling of something new and fresh every day because the weather was always changing. We've got some Gravity Falls, some Spider-Man Through the Spider-Verse, Steven Universe, and Over the Garden Wall, so let's jump into it. Oh yeah, I started this on Halloween, so this was... I love this so much. So, I mean, not the drawing is pretty bad, but I really liked this day. On Halloween, I spontaneously went along with some of the girls in my French class, and yeah, they just invited me. They just saw me in the city and they're like, oh, do you want to come and get some drinks? I'm like, sure. And so we just had this girls' night out, and I felt so happy because in general, when I was back in Germany, I didn't really have that many cool and interesting social events like I would have in Auckland. And so this was really new and cool and interesting for me. I had a great night. I got along with everybody so well. And it was a nice break from being stressed about school and not knowing where my friends were and where my classes were and where I should go and how things worked, and exams suddenly came up and I had no idea what we had done while I wasn't there, and I was just stressed. But this was a very nice break. I felt very nice and included. Also met this girl who was super nice, so that was pretty cool. So you can see that I'm warming up because I'm using my colored pencils. This is just an illustration of this person after coffee and before his coffee. Here I obviously used Pinterest. I got really into Pinterest when I was in New Zealand because we needed to use it for art classes. And so, yeah, I drew some outfits of some girls. I tried to be more like diverse with my outfits again. We've got the hoodie on the other side again. But this is just me reminiscing about what my teacher told me about drawing people and proportions and stuff. Here we've got my very first fan art. So I was really feeling the Over the Garden Wall moods because it was autumn. It was this grim weather, and you know, it just fit this entire aesthetic. And every time it's autumn, I just want to watch Over the Garden Wall, so I always do that on Halloween when nobody invites me and I'm alone in my room. So yeah, I drew the stuff, and then to balance it out, I drew Being Puppy Cat, because this is my favourite summer holiday cartoon. It just embodies everything I feel in the summer, and this is my favourite autumn cartoon, so it's just nice. It balances itself out pretty well. Just a random girl. I just really don't like these drawings. They're not bad, but they just don't say anything. Like, it's just a random person just staring, and there's no soul in it. Now this is me trying to apply my portrait skills on a more cartoony character. It didn't really work. Then I made fun of it here. I don't know if you can read it. I don't think so. I'm going to read to you. So it's like, arg, like, and then I hate posing, and then also, what the frick, why am I naked? Because yeah, she, you know, you see it collarbone and stuff. And so here it says, like, got herself a towel. She's like covering herself. She's just like really pissed. I don't know, I like the idea of like making fun of my own sketches. So this is a friend doodling page. My friend's just drawing here. Such good calligraphy. I love this. I would like to be good at calligraphy, but I'm bad at it. So here I've got random dude. I hate this a lot. Another friend of mine who did this. It's like a Zentangle kind of thing. Then I did this. I know that the perspective is terrible on this, but I just like the colours, and I like the lanterns a lot. I don't know. I still like this piece. Oh, yeah, this was planning for an animation I wanted to do, and I finally came around to do it. I feel so ashamed because was such a long time ago. This was inspired, like especially this stuff was inspired by a video I saw from one of my favorite YouTubers. His name is Olive Storm, and he does videos about animation because he is doing his own film, and he's alone. He doesn't have a team, and it's about combining 3D techniques and 2D techniques to make a 2D film. And so I love his videos so much. And then this video, he was talking about this one shot he made. It was very action-packed. It was somebody punching somebody else, and the person being punched was this dude made of black liquid, and it made such a cool effect when he was punched. In general, Olive Storm, he's a great person to watch if you're interested in animation and just drawing in general and how to build a scene and all of that stuff. So I kind of got inspiration from that. Then we've got this girl here. I was very inspired by a show that I was watching. It's not really a show, it's like a web show. It's called Zoe Valentine, and it was just really entertaining, and I liked what the characters were wearing. So this one character had these cool earrings, and so I drew the earrings because I thought they were so dope. So yeah, me drawing some persons, or God, people. And yeah, so this was my encounter with Ethan Becker. He is so cool. He screams at people a lot, but that's what's helping me. And I watched his Fixing D'Angelo Wallace's Fake Art video. That was the first video I watched from him. And I was analysing the way he drew, how he was drawing, what he knew. And honestly, from Ethan Becker, I learned so much about the industry in general, about how to behave in the industry, what is important to learn, what are the basic things I should know. I learned a lot about other creators that were like absolute professionals. And this just really was calming for me because I could see videos of somebody who was actually working in the industry I wanted to work in. Because before that, YouTubers, their job is YouTube, not being in animation. And so I was very relieved when I watched this. And this really helped me develop my art style further. I don't know what my camera is doing when I... Okay, never mind. So this is all my YouTube videos that are motivational education. So this is not just something that I like to see and it's just nice. It's something that actually helps me. So Ethan Becker, again, like he's got some great industry advice. He understands shapes and he understands the style. Then CMS, these are the music videos I was talking about in my last sketchbook tour, and they've got some very great music videos. Mebity, she's got more she's got the view of an art school student, and she's got very nice and creative ideas. Olive Storm, he's got great animation about 2D and 3D mixing. It's just a very cool thing to watch. Tricky Wagon, still anatomy and shape, she's so good. And Humming Fluff, I love her webcomic is so amazing. She's so cool. All these people, I can learn a lot from them. These are still people I watch a lot. Not maybe so much CMS because they've got 3 good videos, and so I know them by heart. There's no sense in watching them 5 times, but all of this is very helpful, I think. Then this is just random stuff. This is where I try to implement what I learned on this page and to make my own character. It's not great, but it's not too bad. And then I was just doing poses. And I mean, I know that most of them are just not how people actually look, but I just thought it was fun to see what I could do with people. And then I wanted to be like dramatic, but I hate this so much. Oh my god, it's so bad. And so again, I made fun of it on another drawing. Oh, this is something I do like a lot. So I said, after a hard time, come back home first, which basically just means after you screwed up massively, this page, I'm talking about this page, this is this page where screwed up massively, just come back to something that comes easy to you, something that's good and nice and not too hard. So for me, that was drawing girls and just drawing girls with nice outfits. So that was what I was doing. I went shopping with a friend of mine, and that's the outfits that came out of it, and I stayed at the place, and that's what she was wearing. There you go. And this random person, and just this, and I just had fun. Then we've got Kyle again because yeah, I was like, oh, I can't draw my characters, but I think that's the last time I draw him. I tried to redesign him a bit, but then yeah, I don't know. So this is probably very ugly, but this is a very good page where I was learning a lot. So this is about perspective, composition, and interaction. This is not about interaction at all, and not about composition too much, but these are the points where I realised I need to learn something about that. Sorry about the lighting, I don't know what's happening. Basically what I did was I went on Pinterest, searched some illustrations with a very interesting perspective, and just copied it very loosely so that I could see where the light would go and how people would stare. So normally this would even be more extreme because the camera would be above them, but like at an angle, so this is a bit too low. But that was very interesting. I really like that scene. This is really dope. I do really like how the feet are bigger than the heads and how they did all the foreshortening. And this is also pretty cool because you see him from under. So from under? I guess from the front perspective. And then I tried to implement what I learned. It didn't really work. As you can see, this just looks flat. It looks like his face is like just a plane. And then, so this is where I took advice from actual professionals and I just copied something online. I think this is from Shiyoon Kim's character design for Into the Spider-Verse. And I realised that I needed to work on my eye and ear space. I still do that mistake all the time, but basically my eyes are right next to my ears, but when you look at a human skeleton, you can see that there's some space here, but I always forget. And I realised, okay, so the ears stay in place and then just flips like that, and it's just, it was helping me a lot. This was from Ethan Becker. It's like, is it a character? Yes. Does it have character? No. Yeah, that's when I learned, like, oh, okay, so this is not what I should be looking for. I should be looking for more character interaction and all that stuff. This was a comic I had to do for my French class about, like, prejudice, and I didn't really care. My drawings aren't good in this. It's just, like, some random stuff, but I do like it because I was drawing some characters interacting. So that's basically what I was doing here. And so, but character interaction, and I did some panel planning, which was good. So this isn't terrible. It's a success in some kind of way. This was when, I don't remember when. Oh, so my hand was hurting because I had drawn something digitally and I had wrist pain really badly, and so I decided to draw something very loose so I didn't need to grind my pen in the paper. And so I did this, and I still like this. I like the clouds. It's a bit weird. This is actually iron. You can see that from the sword. It's very weird, but I do like it. So I wrote, my neck and shoulders are dead. Lol, this kind of looks like the pride flag. Also, this was so much fun, even though messy and kind of weird, my wrist is still hurting. So yeah, that says it all. Then I did this experiment thing. I didn't really care. I was just like drawing random things. Like, oh my god, washi tape really works as masking tape. That was like a shock for me because I thought people were just pretending. Like ghost person, I like her hair and the gradient. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. Coming to the ugly part. Again, a person floating. As I said, it's always going to come up. It's just such a it's just a motive that's always in my head. But this time I think I almost succeeded. I think the next time is probably going to be a good one because I am a lot better at drawing floating people. This was just a room kind of design, and I did it with my pen, and I didn't really care that was smudging, and yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. So this was just sketching, just scribbling. I do like this though. I think it's not great, but it's okay. This was a design I did for a poster I had to do for a ceremony, I guess. And so this was at the bus station. I was sketching and I drew this person with this very poofy jacket I really liked. And then I colored in later, but it's very messy, but I don't really care. It was a good exercise. I didn't want to ink it because I was afraid that it would look bad afterwards. So this was studying Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It was just really interesting to understand how the film was working and how people did the shots and stuff, so wrote everything down. This was just like my friend playing piano and me being silly, and I didn't really care too much. This was, I love this page a lot because this page shows a lot about that I tried to think about, characters and scenes, characters reacting to things, characters showing their personality. So for this example, this girl, she doesn't have too much of a personality, but you can see that she's confident, and creative and all that stuff. He is epical. I love this. This is the this is the favorite thing. My favorite thing on this page. You can see what kind of character he is. He's probably like a very tragic fantasy character. I do like this too. I think that on all of these, my clothing and my wrinkles and stuff aren't too bad, even though I didn't use a reference. These aren't referenced, but these are inspired by the characters from The Dragon Prince, which is a Netflix show, and the story of failure. So again, this is motivational for myself because, yeah, and this is my first storyboard kind of thing. And I did this more afterwards because I thought it was interesting to get some ideas out. So don't let failure push you down and hold you back. You have to use it to get even stronger, and seek failure and fail faster. That's the only way to grow and get to your dream. So this is like, yeah, how I imagined the scene. I write a lot of these texts in my sketchbook sometimes. It's just to remind myself to not give up because that's stupid. So this is just some random stuff. This is a design for sticker that I finally made. Oh my god, it's been such a long time. There's more ideas. Because biology was killing me, I was just dying after schoolwork. And this again was like a storyboard kind of thing. Like imagine this face and then like cut, and then you see this girl, oh god, the hair, blah, standing on the beach, and you know her hair's flowing and stuff, and then she activates her powers and like and then what goes up, and I don't know. I like this a lot. I think that's pretty dope. Okay, so this was where I used myself as a reference. So I was standing in my room and posing, and then I used myself as reference for this. So this is something I'm very proud of because it's accurate. The body limbs are where they're supposed to be because I used proper reference. I was preparing myself properly to do something, and so I realized you're not too bad. You just need to, you know, implement these techniques. And so again, this was without a reference. And this too, and I do like that I tried to do wrinkles and stuff, and this was just a random design. This is just basically just having fun. This is my comfort zone. Well, this is not, because this is being like showing character through how they're moving and their body language and how they're dressed and stuff. So I do really like this. It's a big improvement. This was just my friend who drew my sketchbook, and then I finished this by inking it and then doing like shading. And I invented the story about like this woman being extremely disgusting, like not disgusting, but ugly, and having a lot of money though, and you know, she's being like so. I imagine this scene, like she would walk out of a limousine and just being like sparkly and stuff, and people would watch her, and then she would turn around and you'd see this. But I still like this. I think it's abstract and interesting. I don't know. So the next one was a project I did. So I drew me and my friends as like these magical girl people, skilled, knowledgeable youth, so kill yourself. That's a joke now. It's called Sky. Sometimes we just go around saying Sky, which basically means this. And yeah, these are the digital ones. I changed this one up a lot because I didn't like how it looked. It looked too aggressive. While this element shouldn't look too aggressive. Well, the other ones I kept them the way they were. I just changed this one because I think this fits more. Also the outfit wasn't something I liked. So this was, I had to do, oh god, I had to do this thing for a friend because I promised her to help her, and oh god, it was, yeah, I just drew this to understand how he looked, but at the same time I was making it more ugly just to have fun. It was so fun, honestly. Then I drew noses, people, just random things, and yeah. After that, I drew some other people. This I hate. I'm not gonna show. And yeah, this is where it's going downwards. Like this is not great stuff. Then I went to Pinterest and did some clothes. Yeah, practice wrinkles and how the fabric falls, and shoes because I cannot do shoes for the life of me still. Then I drew loads of places, I don't know. So it's been 10 weeks since I was back in Trier, so it's exactly the same time I was spending in Auckland. So I wrote down some stuff I liked, but honestly it didn't really compare to the stuff I liked in New Zealand, so it was a bit of a bittersweet taste. So this was my friend. She wrote me quotes, and then I did this. I really hate this. This is a throwback. I did use this style a lot when I was younger. I need 5 seconds. I need to find my cable because my laptop is running out of battery, and I want to avoid that. There we go. Oh, now it's heavier on that one side. Ooh. No. There we go. That should do the trick. So yeah, now the holidays had finally arrived. When I drew this random person, I was really unmotivated. So then I did this, which is interesting. It's all about the perspective. So I drew this person. I wanted to do a turnaround, but I was too bad at it. So I'm still too bad at it, but I'm still preparing to do a turnaround. So I did this, and then I did this person wearing makeup and not wearing makeup. I then got inspired by some Pinterest posts and wanted to draw more nature-y stuff because I was bad at doing backgrounds. And this is inspired by different people. And yeah, this was fun. So I bought clothes but didn't pay attention to the size, and 42 is definitely too big for me. So yeah, I bought some clothes, including a bra, and all the things were way too big for me. So I got inspired and took some post-it notes, drew some clothing, and then stuck them in and drew the people with the clothing on afterwards. Obviously, it looks very weird and out of proportion. That's what makes it fun. So yeah, here I tried to be very traditional, I guess, with my watercolor stuff. I was doing these portraits and just doing it with watercolor. I mean, I don't like them too much because they're messy, but at least I tried to use the values that I learned from my teacher. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Storytelling and drawing exercise. Okay, so I wrote down what I wanted it to convey, and then I drew this. And this is very inspired by me, obviously, because this is what I would wear on a warm summer day. And this is a scenery you see lots at my granddad's house. It's like loads of rocks and like tiny beaches, and you see the island on the other side, and it's just very nice. So, trying to understand green. I don't like the colour green too much. And I bought some green art supplies with a friend on not a summer day. During the holidays, I went to buy some art supplies, and I got some green art supplies because I needed some, and loads of blue because I love blue art supplies. So yeah, you can see I was trying to use them, but I wasn't too good at it. Then we've got some, simplifying shadow shapes. So I was studying that. Ooh, sorry. And then, I was drawing this girl, it's not a bad drawing, honestly, but it's just, I don't like it. I bought this, I bought this fine liner. It's brown fine liner. I was using it for this, but I didn't use it afterwards. It's very thin. So this was, this was different reactions to Christmas presents, and I didn't really care. I drew this. I think I drew this with this marker. Like, it's not an art supply, it's just a random thing. So it's like this very like, oh, wow, thanks so much. I always wanted that. And then the second one's like, oh my god, I'm so happy. Thank you so much. I always wanted that. Wow. And this other person's like, can I go to my room now? Like, I don't care. And this was just me drawing myself. I used some Christmas wrapping paper to do this earring. Yeah. Then I drew this person. I do like this drawing a lot. I don't know. So, just random people, and then I again did some costume design. I did I used myself as a reference, and then obviously made my shoulders broad and stuff, and then put on a costume so it would look more how it's supposed to look. So basically drawing like that is a bit like being in the theatre because you're trying to create a scene. So this was again something like that. It's also with a pose, something is happening, and you can see that she's wearing a costume that tells that she's like in the wild or something, and she's like a fighter, something like that. I like the way that I used blue in like a blue fine liner. So this was, a lot of people were saying like, oh, 2020, it's the 20s again. And so I drew this. It's like a 20 Art Deco style. I even used my brush pen to do it. It wasn't easy, honestly, but I still pushed through. I do like this. And then I used the 80s Memphis design because I thought that was cool too. So there you go. It's like design studies because I was really into design stuff. I mean, I'm still really am, but you know. So this is a person on Instagram, that's Toons. She did draw this new style. I just thought the concept was fun. And this was an animation idea I had. I did the animation very vaguely, but I did the animation of like this person just like jumping on this guy. This was love in all shapes and sizes. So we've got all these people, and honestly, I don't really like this page. This was just me realizing that this page was already ugly, and so I was like, I can add to the ugliness, and then this guy came around, and he's the best thing on this page. And this is just basically me and my sister, and it's just really sweet. I like it. So let's all be unique together until we realize we're all the same. This quote, I do like this a lot because it's just true. I found this on a random quote generator, and just nobody wrote it. It's just there. Nobody said this. It's just in this generator thing. So yeah, and then I drew these very messy things. I like these a lot. I think they're pretty cool. This is also when I started falling in love with my, oh god, where is it? My Tombow pencil, no, brush pen. That's in this light blue color. Can't find it though. But I mean, these aren't great, but I don't hate them. I like the colorfulness of them. So this is just like studying movies, learning about how to build a scene, how to build a story, how to build characters. This is not interesting for you probably. It's like graphs and stuff. And this was again just like a person using magic. I don't like this too much. So this was basically our travel to my grandma's because we wanted to spend the days after Christmas at my grandma's house. So New Year's Eve. So we hit the road. Then we had to eat at like a like a highway stop, and then we went to my grandma. And so this is my grandma, this is my mum, my father, my sister who's angry. I don't remember why she was, but she was just really pissed. And yeah, so I wanted to do this. I wanted to add more action into my drawings, so I wanted to draw people screaming, and let's just say that was a very interesting. I don't know, I tried to do this, but it didn't look good, and afterwards I tried to do it again and again. So this is also a pose that I drew once, wasn't happy with it, and then wanted to do again and again, so it's a motive that's coming up more. Then I had a 2020 study plan that I never used, but it's a good thing to use, according to Ethan Becker, apparently, and I think this would really help me, but I just don't use it because I'm lazy. This was just me, again, trying to draw people screaming. It's basically the same thing. But again, this is a bit better, especially because you can see like the speed lines and that he moves fast. It's like a mini comic. He's like, back off, and she's just like, that's no way to talk to a lady. And then she's just like super powerful and blows them all out. This was just some thumbnail ideas, like how to draw people, just like the poses. And then this was just basically this was me and my sister. She was like, of course you're going to fulfill all your New Year's goals. I'm like, yes I am. She's like, of course, I believe you. So this was this is a place in my grandmother's city. It's called Place Grelin, and it's just nice. There's a carousel, there's a fountain. So this was an interesting story. I was at this place. It's called Passage Pommeret, and I love going there. It's a gallery, but it's like in a very old style, and you've got this glass roof, which is really beautiful, and the statues and all of that stuff. You've got the shops. It's just really nice. And there was this dude just drawing this thing, and I was also drawing. I was like, that's so cool. I met somebody who's also drawing, and I wanted to talk to him, but I couldn't do it. So first off, I ended up documenting this. I drew him basically standing there, looking up, and like seeing this. So it's also a bit like a storyboard kind of thing. And then I drew this. I know it's just like two people, one person drunk, the other one not. Again, it's all about character interaction. And then I drew this comic about communication. So again, it's about this guy here. And I just wanted to tell him I thought it was cool what he did, but I couldn't do it. And so this comic originated from it. So he was just like, looking at his photos. He's probably nuts in something in the city. And I was just like, okay, you can do this. And then I just said like very quickly, like, hey, I just wanted to say that what you were doing was really cute and pretty neat. No, I didn't say that. I just said, hey, oh my god. Hey, just wanted to say that what you were doing earlier was pretty neat. That's what I said. That's it. I wasn't attracted to the guy or anything like that. I just thought it was dope that he was also an artist and also drawing. And he just stared at me like for 5 seconds and didn't know what I said. I was like, this is so embarrassing. And I was like, why isn't he saying anything? And then he realised what I was saying. He's like, oh, thanks. I'm like, yes, I made it. And then after that, I said, this is the alternate ending. After that, I said, no problem, and I left. But imagine I would have said, no prob, Bob. And then it would have been very awkward. Oh, I mean, maybe it wasn't that fun. For me, it was fun. I do like this comic a lot because I use the greys to show what was in the background and the foreground, and I do like this. I do think it's fun. Then I didn't know what to draw anymore, so I drew my dying plant. It's dead now. So yes, it was dying and I couldn't save it. So yeah, I was just drawing with Posca pens because I felt like I should draw them. These obviously aren't for me. These are things I saw on Pinterest and I used my Posca pens to replicate them. And I think they're so cool, but I didn't draw them from my head, so yeah. They kind of taught me how to use shadows though, so that's pretty cool. This is the colour palette I used. So yeah, this is the song from Lizzo that's called Good As Hell, you know that, so I was trying to illustrate the song. And this is the song Inachevé by, I don't even know, I think it's from a film, but I love the song because this song is about somebody who never finished anything in his life. He missed all his chances because he was just too lazy and too scared. And this song is very motivating, even though it's really sad. I could cry when I listen to this song because I feel like I've got the same problem. And this is motivating for me because it shows me what I don't want to be. I don't want to be the person that basically sacrificed their entire life to do art and then be too scared to actually do anything. And so, yeah. I do really like this too. I did some research about like trivia, like tribal signs and stuff, and I used this a lot afterwards. I just like this overall feel. Like I was trying to draw somebody who apparently had kind of given up on their dreams and just like tried to scramble through life, and I do like this drawing a lot. So this was, somebody had the birthday and I forgot to give them something, so I bought something on Amazon and it didn't come, so I didn't have a present and I was sad. So I drew her and some random stuff. And yeah, we watched on that birthday, we watched Mulan. And so I drew Mulan on the same evening because I had this daily sketchbook thing going on, I didn't want to break it. And here we've got this very weird scene, I don't even know what it is. I feel like it's inspired by Room of Swords, which is a webtoon. Yeah, so there's this giant woman that's just like grabbing this dude and he's like, what's happening? She's like, we need to go now because of this thing. I don't hate this, it's interesting, I guess. This is just me enjoying my afternoon, drawing, having some tea, being relaxed in my room. And here we've got a screaming person again, and this time it's even better. I don't hate this. I just regret having coloured this because it looked so much better when it was just some pencil, but you know. Then I drew a cat. That is here again. This is the last page. Tried drawing some stuff. So, this is person a line called Fran Meneses or something. And she has some super sorry. Some super cool not podcasts. Oh my god, why am I like this? She does some super cool vlogs, and they're so relaxing. I listen to them all the time. She's also an artist. What she does as an art style is not really something that I would do, and I'm not really interested in it, but it looks good, and honestly, her vlogs are just so relaxed and just so good. And she uses a lot of these color palettes, and I remember that when I was younger, again, I showed you the sketchbook tours, I used these colors a lot, so I tried that, but it bled and it was not cool. So then, all my achievements, all my goals, and this is what I did for Inktober. I did it, so it was from a while ago. I did this with inks, and I also did this with inks, and so this is like real ink from inks that I had, and I do, no wait, wrong side. I really like this. I was just like experimenting and like, you know, I put the paper in half. But I do think it's cool. I don't know. I think it's a great Inktober piece. Then I just printed all of my projects in bigger again, stuck them in here because I was proud of them. And then I just stuck in everything I got. Yeah, we went to watch this movie and it was really disturbing. And yeah, so was the local art gallery was having this exposition, and this was just like, yeah, just some random stuff, some stickers my sister still had, and this was some Polaroids of me and my sister, and yeah, sibling love. I love my sister a lot. And then this I found in the trash, in our kitchen, that is, not just on the streets. And then other stuff I like Infinity Train. It's a very good cartoon show. I was a fan of Infinity Train since I saw the pilot of it. Same for 12 Forever. 12 Forever is on Netflix. It's not too great, but it's not too bad. It's just a show. But Infinity Train slaps. Like, Infinity Train is super great. Starvy's the Force of Evil. I still like the show, but oh my god, the ending was so bad. Like, what did these people even do? Being Puppy Cat, love it. And then there's some more Wendy from Gravity Falls. There should be some stuff in here. Yeah, some photos, some ribbons, and some other shit. And I think I am finished. I didn't draw anything on the back. There's a tiny heart in here because I really went through a lot of development in the sketchbook. I tried to perfect my technique. I was studying a lot more. I was taking things a lot more seriously. And so I improved a lot in the sketchbook too. Yeah, I'm really proud of my recent sketchbooks because they show a lot of improvement because I'm starting to take things seriously because I start to realise that I have less time than I thought I had. And so yeah, I hope you liked the sketchbook tour. I hope I wasn't too distracted because it's very warm in this room. Yeah, I hope it inspired you at some point or helped you or anything like that. At least maybe it was entertaining. I hope I'll see you next time. And yeah, have a great day, have a great time. Please don't stop following your dreams. You can do this. I believe in you. We all believe in you. Bye bye.